Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back, book lovers. Welcome back to Chapter 1 and Beyond. I'm Christina, and today, as I promised, we are going to talk about sci-fi. I am so excited for this because there's so many good sci-fi books that aren't mentioned on BookTube, and I want to talk about it. So I want to talk about all the recommendations that I would personally recommend to you when it comes to sci-fi, and then all of the anticipated releases for 2026 that I'm looking forward to. I'm just beyond excited for 2026 when it comes to the reading community. There are so many good books coming out, and I have to talk about this. So, let's just dive right into it. Because, honestly, I have already this long freaking physical TBR, so why not add to it? So, sci-fi books. I'm looking at my shelf, and when I think of sci-fi books, I want all the things with, time travel. I want all the things when it comes to space and just all of that hardy tech. And that is what I define as sci-fi. But I know that sometimes fantasy gets wrapped into this genre, if you will. It loves to be combined. And honestly, I'm here for it because I love fantasy. I can't complain about fantasy. And there's been some really great books that I've picked up recently that kind of it work really well with that fantasy and sci-fi mix. So I want to talk about that for a second. So when it comes to the sci-fi fantasy mix, I have to tell you about this book called Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolf. And I may have mentioned this in a previous episode, but this book, I don't understand why no one's talking about this book series. And honestly, 2026 in March is when the second book comes out. So you have plenty of time to devour this first book, but it is just there's just so much in it. There's just mechs, there's the fantasy element, there's the magic system. I don't know why no one's talking about this book, but it was so good. And if you look at this book physically, it's got these beautiful sprayed edges, and I can't get enough of it. It's not even a special edition. This is just legit the actual only physical copy that got released, and it has sprayed edges, and I can't get enough of it. But yeah, you're following this young woman that wants to compete in this contest, and it really kind of reminds me a lot of I don't know, a part of me feels like it's a kind of like a Hunger Games style, but it's more tourney based, kind of like what you feel when you dive into Quidditch with Harry Potter. I don't know if I'm describing it right, but honestly, the fact that you have that element in here and you have this extremely high tech that's involved in this world, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's so good. But I want to read you the excerpt that's in the inside cover of this, but it says, "Bravery isn't what you do, it's what you endure. The Duke of the powerful house Hauteclair is the first to die, with my dagger in his back. He didn't see it coming, didn't anticipate the bastard daughter who was supposed to die with her mother on his order. He should have left us with the rest of the station starving commoner rubbish. Now there's nothing left. Just icy white rage and a need to make House Hauteclair pay. Every damn one of them. Even if it means riding Heavenbreaker, one of the few enormous machines left over from the war, and jousting against the fiercest nobles in the system. Each win means another one of my enemies dies. And here in the cold terror of space, the machine and I move as one, intent on destroying each adversary, even if it's someone I care about. even if it's someone I'm falling for. Only I'm not alone, not anymore. Because there's something in the machine with me, something horrifying, something more, and it won't be stopped. Like, normally I don't read the excerpts, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, I normally don't. But that, and then the cover and the sprayed edges is what sold me 100%. Like, the fact that you can hook, line, and sinker me with a mech. So if you haven't touched this book, you need to touch it. You need to devour this book before the second book comes out, because it's just that freaking good. I love a good story where there's like this rage and revenge and mechs. I'm gonna keep saying it, mechs. but yeah. So I definitely recommend that one. I also recommend, this isn't so much sci-fi fantasy, at least I don't really classify it as such. I personally recommend Ready Player One and Ready Player Two. Specifically Ready Player 2, because it's got like that AI element in it, and I'm like, yes. And I love the gamified portion of it. Honestly, Ernest Cline does a fantastic job with, kind of building that character arc and like really like taking that to the next level. Ready Player One was great. I love the gamified piece with the AI and the virtual reality, and you have this like virtual world that, kind of like a dystopian type society. Like, I don't know. I guess technically isn't really dystopian, but it's more of like the world is kind of crumbling at its feet, and society just kind of lives in this virtual based world to escape from their normals. So I guess, I don't know. It's not really dystopian, I guess. But I mean, it's controlled by like these companies and stuff like that. But honestly, I know that this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I really liked Ready Player 2 because of the AI element, and that there's just a lot more going on with the, I don't know, like, how to say it, I guess. It's just, there's more involved, like, with the technology and that struggle between, like, what is socially acceptable versus not socially acceptable when it comes to tech. So I don't know. I personally love that, and I definitely recommend it for that reason. And then if you're really into like the whole gamify thing, like you can't really go wrong with it. So I mean that series alone, it was enough for me to get involved with like lit RPG, gamification. I love video games, so if you're really into the gaming world, virtual reality, things like that, definitely Ernest Cline does the trick. So, all right. So, Ready Player One, Ready Player Two, Heaven Breaker. Now, if you are let's kind of dive into this next bit. So, if you're really into like space-esque type, Star Trek, Star Wars, interplanet type conflicts and things like that, I personally can't recommend enough Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. I don't know if like many of you may have seen the movie, but I think personally I'm on this huge thing that the books are always better, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with that. But it's kind of an older sci-fi, but definitely recommended as well. It's actually a pretty quick read, and you got the whole interplanet, like aliens trying to attack, and you have the space war type element to it, technology, virtual reality, and I mean, you got kids involved in it. So, I mean, I don't know, but like they go into this like battle school, and I'll read the back for you. Once again, the Earth is under attack. An alien species is poised for a final assault. The survival of humanity depends on a military genius who can defeat the aliens. But who? Ender Wiggin, brilliant, ruthless, cunning, a tactical and strategic master, and a child. Recruited for military training by the world government, Ender's childhood ends the moment he enters his new home, Battle School. Among the elite recruits, Ender proves himself to be a genius among geniuses. He excels in simulated war games, but is the pressure and loneliness taking its toll on Ender? Simulations are one thing. How will Ender perform in real combat conditions? After all, Battle School is just a game, isn't it? So, if you haven't seen the movie, I definitely say the movie is pretty good. You kind of lose a lot of the background between his sister and him. But I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know why people aren't talking about this, because I would say this should probably be just as popular as Ready Player One. And this is an older series, I think. I think it's a series. Let me double check here. Weird. I thought it was a series. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is a standalone. Looks like 1985 is when 1977, 1985, 1991. So, like, I have the published version, 2013. So, like, they have, like, the cover for the major motion picture, but honestly, I don't know why people aren't talking about this one, especially when it comes to sci-fi, just because, like, you get all of that spice. I mean, you honestly get, like, all of, like, what really makes sci-fi, you know, and I don't know why people aren't talking about it, because honestly, for me, like, I could reread this over and over and over again. So, and with how old this book, when it comes to how old the age is of this book, I'm really surprised by that. Some books that I have not personally read myself, but I'm very excited because it's on my shelf. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I'm very, very excited for that series. I've heard so many great things about Brandon Sanderson's sci-fi series. I'm also really, really excited for Christoph and Kaufman's Aurora Cycle series. It's a three book series that I have on my shelf, have not touched it. I fell in love with all the not gonna lie, I fell in love with all of the covers and the design of those covers. So, I also have on my shelf Marie Lu's Sky Hunter series and Steel Striker. I've heard amazing things about that one as well, and I had to buy it because, like, again, the cover is stunning. Didn't read any of the blurbs for any of these that I'm mentioning, by the way, but, you know, we'll see if I end up disappointed or if I end up absolutely devouring and loving them. What was the other one I wanted to mention? I mean, I feel like everyone's been mentioning Matt Dinniman's Dungeon Crawler Carl series, so I'm gonna leave, like, as much as I do love that series, I'm gonna omit it from this specific episode just because everyone and their mother keeps talking about that series. So, let's see. The Last Watch by J.S. Dewes. His last name is spelled Dewes. Like, I've heard really great things about that one. Let's see, what else? I'm just, like, shooting a bunch that I haven't read, but I'm excited to read. Let's see here. I'm looking through my shelf. I got quite a few still to read. This is intimidating. I haven't read The Martian, but I heard that's hilarious by Andy Weir. Service Model by Adrian, and please don't make me pronounce this. Oh my gosh. Adrian Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky. I hope I pronounced that right. I apologize. But Service Model, like, robots, come on. You can't go wrong without robots in a sci-fi book. We Are Satellites. I know I've mentioned that a few times. I'm very excited for that one. I'm a little nervous, though, because I read another one of Sarah Pinsker's. Oh, it was Haunt Sweet Home. I just had like a little bit of different expectations for that one. And I do like her writing style, but I'm a little, I don't know. I guess I'm a little nervous for We Are Satellites. Whoa, I almost broke my shelf. Let's see what else we got on the shelf that I'm looking forward to reading. The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Apparently that one's connected with Dr. Moreau, like the classic sci-fi. Wheels. Yeah, Ultra 85 by Logic. I mean, you can't go wrong with spacey type stuff. That's all that's on that shelf. I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to, like I said, Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah, that's all that I have really on my shelf that I'm looking forward to. I mean, I have a few from Charlie Jean Anders. And I know that she used to be really big back in like the early 2000s. So, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I'm more about like like the tech. So, as I've reiterated a few times already, but yeah, I mean, honestly, Synapse Sequence. Who is this by? Why do I have this one on here? The Synapse Sequence by Daniel Godfrey. And it says on the back, reads like Philip K. Dick or Black Mirror meets Michael Crichton. I have never read anything by Michael Crichton, so in a future London, humans are watched over by AIs and served by bots. But now that justice and jobs are meted out by algorithm, inequality blooms and protest is brutally silenced. Anna Glover by maybe the most hated woman in the troubled city, the media scapegoat of an unpopular war. Now she hides from the public eye, investigating neglected cases by using the mind-invading technology of the synapse sequencer to enter witnesses' memories. Ooh, what? When a PI brings her a new high-stake case, Anna sees a chance for atonement, but soon she is drawn into a plot that threatens to upend her hard-won anonymity, and but put everyone in danger, even those she hopes to save. A whip-smart thriller in a terrifyingly plausible near-future setting wrapped around an absorbing mystery. This is a book with something to say. Okay, then. Just by picking that off of my shelf, I really want to read that next. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I just need to, like, kind of do... I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys think that I should do, like, an episode where I randomly pick off a book off of my shelf that I have to read, and we can kind of do something like that? I don't know. But, yeah, this was on... I think this was a book that I got from one of my book box subscriptions, like, a couple of years ago. It was just, like... I think it was, like, a sci-fi box that I got it from. The Epiphany Machine was another one that I got from that stack. Yeah, that's on my shelf too. Oh, that's really at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know anything about that one either, but this one sounds absolutely fantastic. Daniel Godfrey. I wonder what the ratings are on this. I'm going to check it out. Well, interesting. Hardcover has no one reading this book, and apparently hasn't really been registered as any reviews for this either. So I'm going to check out Goodreads. I'm not really on Goodreads anymore. But, I spelled his name wrong. No wonder it's not popping up. I'm just curious on how many reviews are on this. Oh, okay. Let's see. Goodreads has an average rating of 3.51. There was 209 ratings and 31 reviews. Let's see what those look like. I mean, a few people, like 34 gave it a 5 stars, 68 gave it a 4 stars, 85 readers gave it a 3 stars. Excellent sci-fi speculative thriller that's left me pondering over its ending. Very clever and a page turner. I'm trying to see if this is a series, but it doesn't look like it is. It looks like it's a standalone. At least on Goodreads, they're defining it as a science fiction, mystery, crime, science fiction, fantasy, dystopia, artificial intelligence, and thriller. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, that description kind of, like, made me ultra curious. Maybe sometimes, like, I'll go off of, like, what the actual title and the kind of the book cover looks like for me, but, yeah. Does your past dictate your future? Ooh, that's another quote on the cover. But honestly, I feel like I need to like read some of Michael Crichton now because like he's mentioned on this cover so many times. But yeah, let me know if you've read this book or read anything by Daniel Godfrey, because I have not been exposed to his writing. Next on the docket that I just found on my shelf as well. It's been a bit since I've visited my shelf just because I've gathered most of what I thought I was going to read in 2026, at least for Herkyed 2.0. I've like kind of prioritized a lot of those books, but I do have the box set for Philip Reeves' Mortal Engines series, and it looks like it's got Fever Crumb on here as well, but I'm really curious because I'm assuming that this is like a kid's middle grade style genre, but I want to check out. I've heard so many good things about it, but I don't know if this is considered sci-fi or if this would be considered like, I mean, the cover alone looks like it's sci-fi, so I would say, let's see, welcome to the amazing world of Mortal Engines. Emerging from its hiding place in the hills, the great traction city of London chases one terrified little town across the wastelands. If it cannot overpower smaller, slower prey, the city will come to a standstill and risk being taken over by another. In the attack, Tom Natsworthy, apprentice historian to the London Museum, is flung from its speeding superstructure into the barren wasteland of Outcountry. His only companion is Hester Shaw, a murderous Scarface girl who does not particularly want Tom's company, but if they are to make it back to London before stalkers or hungry cities get them first, they will need to help each other and fast. If Hester is to be believed, London is planning something atrocious, and the future of the world could be at stake. Can they get back to London before it's too late? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that sounds interesting, but I don't know. I definitely think this is sci-fi, but I'm just curious if, like, I've had this on my shelf because I got it off a book outlet several years ago. I got a sweet deal for it. I remember like only getting this whole series, I think, for like $15. I mean, there's quite a few books. Let's see. There's 8 books in this series. I wonder, let me look it up really quick, because I'm assuming this is like kind of like steampunk. Just a guess off of the vibe I'm getting off of the front, but let me double check. Okay, let's see here. I'm back. So it does look like it is a middle grade series, but does not tell me. Yeah, it's young adult fantasy, science fiction, steampunk, dystopia. Post-apocalyptic. First published in 2001. Okay, yeah, so I mean, it's like younger-esque, but HarperCollins. Average rating is 3.77 stars. Looks like there's been quite a few people that have read this book, and apparently I live under a rock because I've not read it. Let's see. I mean, like on average, it looks like a lot of people are rating it around 4 to 3 stars, which I'm very interested. I don't think I have ever read any steampunk before. However, I do think the Dark Materials series may fall into that genre, and I did read that, even though I didn't care for it. So maybe I have. I decided to try Mortal Engines because I saw the preview for the recently released movie, and I thought it looked interesting. I am not sure how the movie fared, but the book was quite an adventure. Set in a steampunk future world, the majority of the cities on Earth have become giant moving behemoths that wander the land, swallowing up smaller towns and scavenging wreckage. The focus is on the roaming town of London and its attempt to seek dominance in a world of rival cities, pirate suburbs, airships, and anti-tractionists who believe the towns should stay in one place. Ooh, pirates. I thought the story was great and very creative. There was lots of action and character development, and the author did not pull any punches when it came to the mortality of the people in the cities. I found myself deeply invested throughout and enjoyed every minute of it. I am glad to see that this is the first of a series, as I'm excited to explore this world some more. I don't think fans of sci-fi, dystopian, steampunk can go wrong here. It is geared toward YA, and unlike some others that seem to be mislabeled as YA, this one definitely has a YA feel. So if you are not a fan of YA, I'm not sure if the steampunk sci-fi will be enough to interest you, but I think it is very worth a try. Okay. I mean, for me, I've kind of fallen out a little bit of YA, but honestly, I have to say there was another one that I had read recently. Oh yeah, Rune and Rising. That's considered YA, and I devoured that instantly. I love that series. Shadow and Bone, Leigh Bardugo, yeah, she's got me sold. But when it comes to pretty what was that book? It was about the drama with the ballet. I have it over here. It was Pretty Little Things or something like that. Oh, I must have donated already. Holy moly. My Girl Scout stuff is everywhere right now. Yeah. I have in my pile of donations, Rules for Being a Girl, What Not to Do If You're Invisible. Lost it. Yeah, I must have donated already. I think it was Tiny Pretty Things or something like that. It was about these girls in a ballet academy, and it was just, oh, now I got stuff falling over. Great job. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so this is turning into a ranty episode. I apologize. But yeah, when it comes to steampunk, I really need recommendations. I really want to dive into this genre, subgenre, if you will, a lot more. And honestly, I feel like this is going to be a good starter point, but I don't know. I'm a little nervous too because I have really fallen away from YA just because, I can't really relate with YA anymore because I'm almost in my 40s. So, I mean, it's an honest thing though. But, yeah, I would say I'm still excited to read it because it's like kind of like that early 2000s that I really like. There's like a lot of books that I really like from early 2000s. So I feel like honestly, it just feels right to at least give it a go, even if it's a one and done situation. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I honestly like when it comes to stuff that's like physically on my shelf right now, I would say those are the main ones. Now, going into, and I need to switch gears back. There are so many good books coming out in 2026, and I have to talk about them. Specifically, Hell Runner by Sarah Wolf. That one's coming out March 2026. March of 2026. It's so weird saying 2026 because I feel like I'm still in 2005, 2006. But yeah, and then I guess Martha Wells is coming out with another Murderbot Diaries book. When does that one come out? It's Platform Decay. Yeah, that one comes out May 5th of 2026. I really need to catch up on that because I think I stopped at Murderbot Diaries number 5. I really like Murderbot. Murderbot's great. It is very fast read though. It's like short novellas and it's like a series, but honestly, that's what really got me into Martha Wells. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to Hell Runner by Sarah Wolf, as I probably have repeated more than a dozen times already. Let's see. Well, that's considered fantasy. The Ballad of Fallen Dragons by Sarah A. Parker. That's the second from When the Moon Hatched. But I don't know why they combine fantasy. Like, this isn't, I don't know. Ooh, they're coming out with another Alex Stern. Oh, I gotta keep going. Let's see, what else? Sci-Fi, where are you? Ooh, here's another one I'm intrigued by just because of the cover. It's got like this rainbow-esque like cover with clouds. It's called Detour by Jeff Rake, and it comes out January 13th of 2026. It's considered a sci-fi thriller fiction, and this is what Goodreads is mentioning. A group of astronauts first to return to their loved ones when their journey goes off course in this mind-bending sci-fi thriller from the creator of the hit Netflix series Manifest and the best-selling author of The Warehouse. Ryan Crane wasn't looking for trouble, just a cup of coffee. Okay. But when he spots a gunman emerging from an unmarked van, he leaps into action and unknowingly saves John Ward, a billionaire with presidential aspirations, from an assassination attempt. As thanks for Ryan's quick thinking, Ward rewards him with the chance of a lifetime to join a group of lucky civilians accompanying 3 professional astronauts on the first manned mission to Saturn's moon Titan. A devoted family man, Ryan is reluctant to leave on this 2-year expedition, but with the encouragement of his loving wife and an exorbitant paycheck guaranteeing lifetime care for their disabled son, he crews up. Little could Ryan know that this mystifying journey would forever change his life and the lives of his crewmates just when their space adventure seemingly ends, it shockingly begins. First off, I've never heard of this author, Jeff Rake. Never heard of him. But I'm intrigued because you don't get a lot of like sci-fi books that mention like Saturn and its moons, especially Titan. A lot of it is like accompanied around Mars or, at least from what I've seen, the moon and the space stations. So like atmosphere was definitely around the space station. I would say Ultra 85 is revolved around the space station as well, I believe. Orbital by Samantha Harvey. That was another one that I really, oh my gosh, so good. But that one revolves around like the space station as well. So, I might be adding this to my list. I need to write this down before I forget. It's sad, really. As I was trying to add this, I realized on hardcover they didn't even have this book. But it's also because it's not... I'm going to have to report this as a bug because it's not really picking up, like, in the search. Like, when you... Because it's showing that it does exist on hardcover. But, like, when you go to search for it and stuff, that's the only thing, like, is a bummer right now. But I just found it, so... I'm adding that to my want to read in 2026. There we go. That sounds awesome. And that cover is gorgeous. What else can we find? I want to be non-reliant on Goodreads. Like, I got rid of my account for that very reason. Because I don't know. I just personally want a change up from Goodreads, but I feel like I'm still being sucked into it just because it's where I'm finding most of my anticipated releases at this point. Yeah, the rest of these are looking like they are fantasy-esque, and it really bums me out. Red Star Rebels. Oh, here's another one I'm intrigued by the cover. Take a look at this one. I've never heard of this author either. Amy Kaufman is the author. Red Star Rebels. 8 hours to stop an explosion. 8 hours to fall in love. Oh man, come on. You just ruined it right there. No, I'm not doing it. It's like Armageddon. Don't wanna miss a thing. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. I mean, that cover was pretty cool. If you go on Goodreads and look for Red Star Rebels by Amy Kaufman, spelt Amie Kaufman, they pretty much ruined it with Fall in Love. I can't do a romance right now. Like, I need to like kind of back away from romances for a little bit. I got plenty of that with the ACOTAR series and all that. So I need something without the romance in it, and I want something to look forward to that will kind of mix that up for me. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling through the rest of this. I thought for a second we had another one, but apparently not. But yeah, a lot of these are like, hey, this is totally fantasy only. The Wolf and His King by Finn Longman. I've never heard of that person. Secondhand Luck. It's got like a picture of a guy that, oh, that looks cool. It's like a werewolf or something. I don't know what that is. Is that a dog? I don't know. It's apparently second in its series, The Shadow Age. I don't know. This is why, like, they need to have a list that's separate from fantasy, because yes, I'm getting down a rabbit hole of talking about some fantasy books too. Like, I have a few of these series on my bookshelf that I really need to get to, and now I'm seeing that there's like a third book on the way, and I'm like, ugh, now I gotta like look at that. But Yeah, that was everything. I know this was a very rambly type episode, but I'm really curious on what you guys thought of any of the titles that are in this episode. If you've read anything that's steampunk-esque, I would love to get your input on that, because that is one subgenre that I've been wanting so bad to dive into, because like anything that's like kind of like Mad Max-esque, um kind of like Howl's Moving Castle. Like I want it. So and I felt like maybe the Philip Reeves Mortal Engines series would do the trick. So I'm hoping it does. But yeah, if you have any recommendations for me too, I would love to exchange recommendations. But those are the books that I would love to recommend to you, that I'm anticipating on reading, that I'm looking forward to in 2026. I appreciate you all for constantly coming back and supporting this podcast. And I know I promised a couple episodes back that I would give you some video content. That is in the works, and I promise it's on the way. But yeah, I mean, until the next episode, which I think we're going to be diving in a lot more to kind of like a change up here, because now that I got everything planned for Herkiad 2.0, I have still a very thick amount of books on my shelf that still have no plan and that are just sitting there. So I think I might do something a little different, but I need to plan that out before I kind of announce it. But I think maybe the next few episodes will be involved around that plan. So if you're intrigued and you want to keep listening to my craziness, definitely check out the next episode. But until then, I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.